Hi, are you there?
Sorry, sir. I don't know what happened with my computer. It's a
Oh,
new computer, and I am new with this.
you're new with the computer?
Yes, it was
Oh, that's
with my
why.
computer.
Okay, okay, no problem.
Sorry,
No,
sorry. Sorry. I think that Umali is with an for the pronunciation, for the sounds.
that's incorrect.
Sorry. Sorry. Photographer, but the name, for example, is Umali, it's a job. It's an Umali for the pronunciation, for example.
Umali?
No,
Name?
Umali is the name, yes?
Uh-huh.
But for example, Umal, it's a job, just imagine, it's with an or with a.
Ah, if Yumal were a job, okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
If.
Yeah. Okay, you are familiar with the exceptions. When you are talking about the Y, that's considered a vowel. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Very
Uh,
good. That's something difficult to know. Very good.
okay. Yeah,
Yes, 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 you are correct. Mhm.
it's correct. Umal is a photographer.
Perfect. But look at this pronunciation.
Umal is a photographer.
The strong syllable is the second. Photo.
Photographer.
Exactly. Photographer, not photographer. That's
Uh,
it. Photographer.
photographer.
Right. So what's Yumal?
Umal is a photographer.
Perfect. That's correct.
Nikki
What is Nikki? Mhm.
Nikki is an influencer.
Good. Uh-oh. Pronunciation, Spanglish. Strong
Spanish.
syllable.
Influencer.
Uh-uh. Influ.
Influencer.
Exactly. It's influencer, not influencer.
Like Spanish.
It's English. Exactly. It's influencer.
Influencer.
Perfect. So what's Nikki?
Influencer.
Complete, complete,
Is an influencer.
complete, complete.
Nikki is an influencer.
In
Influencer.
exactly. Influencer. Yeah. I know it's hard like at the beginning, repetition and repetition, but I promise is important.
No, it's good.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
fine.
Exactly. It's Spanish. That's the issue. Correct. Okay, finally, Ryan. What is Ryan?
Ryan is a design.
Uh-oh, design is the ability.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
design. Sorry. Ryan is a designer.
Perfect. There you have it. I know we have to to correct some expressions. You're doing fantastic. Now, all this information is very important because in Spanish we omit a and an.
Yes.
So I'm going to show you what is the utility of pronouns. Pronouns, if you analyze, you repeated the names too much. Arthur is, and Arthur is, and Melissa is, and Yumal is, and Nikki is, and Ryan is.
Okay.
So pronouns help you avoid repetition. So you
Okay.
don't repeat the names all the time. The problem is that in English, it's super important to say the person.
Okay.
So when you say, for example, what is Yumal?
He's a photographer.
Exactly. Photographer.
Photographer.
Photographer, exactly. It's incorrect to say is a photographer
Okay.
because it's incomplete and I don't know what person. You said
Okay.
in Spanish, this is correct. Si
Yes.
pregunto en español, ¿qué es Yumal? Tú me puedes responder, es un fotógrafo o es fotógrafo, pero no necesitas decir él. ¿Me explicó?
Sí, es un fotógrafo, sí.
Es fotógrafo y ya. Eso es en español. Qué contrastante es que en inglés sí necesitamos poner esa persona. ¿Por qué? Porque si no, el verbo no tiene ninguna identidad. Como en español tenemos el verbo estoy, estamos, soy, es, eres, ¿sabes? Ese cambio en el verbo nos da la persona como implícita.
Ok.
En inglés todo es is. Entonces no tenemos una identidad en el verbo. Por eso necesitamos decir la persona.
Ok.
The correct form would be he is a photographer.
Ok.
Every time you talk, you need a person. In English, the person is necessary for to complete the
Complete. Okay. For student.
So exactly, you have here the name of the person and a person equivalent.
Okay.
Okay, this is very easy vocabulary, right?
Yes, right.
We only need to know how important this is in the application.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, and of course we have the corresponding verb be.
Okay.
She is, I am, and they are, we are, you are.
Okay.
That's the most, I think this is easy peasy for you.
Okay.
So then let's talk about professions.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
What is Alex again?
Alex, he is a fitness trainer.
He is exactly very good. So you eliminate Alex
Thank
and
you.
you say he.
Yes,
Substitution.
he is a fitness.
What is David?
David, he is a journalist. I can see the imagine. A journalist.
Only journalist.
Only journalist. Okay.
But now eliminate David.
Yes, yes. He is a journalist.
Perfect. What is Gio?
Gio, he is a student.
Yes, exactly. What is Yoko?
She is a chef.
Perfect. What is... Oh, you don't see the names, right? Wait. We need the names. There we go. What is Liz?
Liz, she is a part-time designer.
Part-time designer, exactly. This part-time designer talks about part-time is like 50%.
Okay, part-time. Okay.
The opposite is of part-time is full-time.
All-time. Okay, full-time. Okay.
That's right. So what is Liz full-time?
Full time. She is web. She is web designer.
Uh-oh, incomplete.
Uh, Liz.
Mhm.
She is part-time singer.
Oh, no, it's not the two. The article.
Yes,
When you
the
say
art.
full-time designer is a profession.
Okay. Okay. Liz. She is a full-time web designer.
Exactly. Yes, of course. You forgot the That's
Yes.
definition. Mhm. The
Yes.
last one, Kim.
Kim. She is a secretary.
She is a secretary. There you have it. You see? Now we are making combinations. It's the article a for professions and the persons, the substitutions. He,
Okay.
she, etc.
Is okay.
And you? What are you?
I am a housekeeping manager assistant.
Eh? What a different expression. Good job.
Thank you.
Very good. So in this moment, we are in reaching part 2. Okay?
Okay.
Get yourself 5 minutes so you get some water,
Okay.
wake up, get some water, answer some texts, and we come.
Okay.
Okay? 5
Okay.
minutes
Fine.
out. Okay?
5 minutes. Okay.
1, 2, 3,
Sure.
action.
Thank you.
Ready? You there?
Oh, ready, Pérez. How do you say in English tender? Blend?
Tender.
Ajá, tender la ropa. Ajá.
Hang.
Hanged.
Hang. Hang the clothes.
Okay. In these 5 minutes, I had my clothes and I take two calls about my work.
You see?
Yes.
It was a quick, in these 5 minutes, I went for coffee and I attended 3 messages that I needed to answer.
Yes. We have a lot of things that make to do.
Yes, really, really, really. I was
Yes, sir.
So I was going to invite you to go to a coffee shop to have your class and in probably in the next weeks, but now I can see that it was better to have the lesson in your house, no?
Yes.
You had a
Yes.
lot of things to do.
Yes, sir. It's perfect. It's a good idea. Yeah.
No, but I can see that it was better for you to stay home, no?
Yes, it's better stay home. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's because in my case, I want to escape from home office. I want to go out. I am so exhausted of my house.
Yes.
Yes. I
Yes.
like.
Go out. Yes. In my sorry, I understand now. Yes, I prefer to go to my work because stay in my house. I don't know. We have caught. We are confused. We are crying, and I don't know. I prefer to go out. Yes, and see people and talking and smile.
Yes, exactly. Yes, right. Because in your house is like
Yes.
Uh-huh. I
Yes.
agree with you so much. So I really want to probably in the next classes we're gonna have the class in a coffee shop. If it's only you, then let's go out.
Yes. Yes.
I will consider this. Mhm.
Yes.
But anyway, okay, part 2.
Yes.
Let's go with part 2, and we're gonna talk about the question. Okay, pronunciation. What is this?
Who?
Who?
It's a
Correct.
pronoun. Yes.
The expression is who.
Who?
And who is a question. Question for person and identity.
I
So
did.
when you are talking, right, that's correct. When you are talking about this question, you are talking about the person and the response, the answer is the pronouns. I, you, he, she, it, we, they.
Okay.
This is one of, and the verb to be, of course. This is one of the most important expressions when you introduce a person, when you say nice to meet you,
Okay.
you
Nice to
question
meet you.
the word who is this.
It's also when it's a person. Who is this?
Correct.
Yes.
Who
No,
is,
it's better. Who is she? Who is he? No.
that's a very good question.
Yeah.
And this in English is incorrect because you don't know the gender of the person.
Who is
So you say, who is this? Who is that? Who is this? It's better to give indications. In Mexico, we have the culture to say, don't point at people. It's incorrect to point at people.
Okay.
But in English, it's normal. Who is this?
Okay.
Who is that?
Who is that? And in plural, for example?
Oh, plural. Who
There?
are these? And who are those?
Just it's different. Are. Okay. Who are these? But this is the same. Just change
Ahora,
it for are.
check this out.
Okay.
The singular is this,
This.
and the plural is these.
These.
As you can see, it's a different this.
These.
Ajá.
Okay.
Now, let me help you, and this is a perfect introduction to another sound word issue.
Okay.
When you are talking about this, the first is pronounced with the symbol. As you can see, there is no point, no dot
Yes. No.
on top.
No.
And here there is a dot. Right?
Right.
This is a massive difference because if you observe on the plural, we have the point, and the singular, there is no point.
Yes. That point.
The sound is different. Listen to this.
E. 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 E.
You see?
Okay.
The plural sounds these.
E. These.
These.
That's the plural. The
These.
singular, these are. Haha. These are.
These are. And
Hmm.
this is.
Watch
No.
out. Pronunciation.
E.
This. This.
This.
Aha. It's not these. It's this.
This. Plural is this.
Uh-uh.
No?
Plural is these.
Is.
And singular is this.
This.
I know. En nuestra
Sí.
mente el this suena más fuerte. O más
Sí.
bien, está inverso. Como vemos
Ajá.
la letra E, vamos a pensar que esto suena des.
Ajá. Sí.
En español, nuestra letra E solamente tiene un sonido. Pero ¿cómo se llama la letra E en inglés?
Y.
Acabas de pronunciar el símbolo con el puntito. Entonces, lo que tienes que mentalizar cuando veas la letra E, tienes que mentalizar el sonido I. Di, di, di. A mí me gusta, yo soy muy visual y me gusta
Sí.
verlo de esta forma. La letra E, si tú la observas con un poquito de imaginación, parece una cara.
Ujú. Ah, sí.
Y si te das cuenta, está pronunciando
Y. Ok.
¿ya viste?
Ok. Y.
Esto va directamente relacionado a la palabra these.
Easy.
Bueno, la segunda no suena, ¿va?
Is.
These. Ajá.
Ok.
Ahora, ¿cómo pronunciamos esta? Tenemos que mentalizarnos que la I latina suena, ¿cómo se llama en inglés?
I.
I. Para pronunciar I, abriste mucho la boca, a comparación de I. Entonces, cuando pronuncies la letra E, abre tu boquita un poco más. This.
Es.
Exacto. Y cuando pronuncies la letra I, ciérrala más. Di.
Y. Es. Y. Ok. Abrir y cerrar. Ok.
Right?
Right.
Con eso vas a distinguir las dos y vas a pensar en inglés. Pensar en español, cuando la persona me dice this, automáticamente veo que está considerando la palabra en español.
Okay.
Right? This is my phone.
Okay.
This is my phone.
Is.
Again. This is
This.
my phone.
This is my phone.
Es.
This.
The word
No.
es.
This is my phone.
Look,
Is.
no point.
Is. No. Is.
Es.
Es.
Is.
Okay.
It's not is.
Is. Es.
So again, this is my phone.
This is my phone.
This. Singular. This
Okay.
is.
This is my phone.
Perfect. This is my phone. Very good.
Okay.
This is my coffee.
This is my coffee. Okay.
That is my window.
Okay. That is my window.
Perfect.
Is.
It's my window, not is.
Okay.
You
Es.
know?
Okay.
Estamos desaprendiendo.
Sí, desaprendiendo.
Porque tenemos el hábito de leer, lo cual es normal porque nuestro idioma lo aprendimos leído.
Sí.
Es muy sencillo que desde chavitos, antes de que entremos a la clase, que nuestros papás nos digan, ¿qué dice ahí? Porque los sonidos tienen fonética. Y entonces es muy sencillo leer.
Sí.
Cuando hablas inglés, tenemos que quitarnos la lectura, tenemos que pensar en sonidos en vez de letras. Y por eso es tan difícil de entender cuando te hablan.
Sí. Es. Es. Repeat. Repeat.
Of course.
In my brain.
Of course. That is going to be repeated all the time. And this is, well, this is the most important section for today. The expression this for introductions.
This.
When you introduce a person, you say, who is this? Interrogation mark.
Who is this?
Response, this is Arthur. Nice to meet you.
Okay, with the same word, this.
With the same word.
Okay.
No he. You know?
Okay.
He is after the introduction. He is a doctor.
Okay.
You know?
He is a doctor.
Exactly.
And in this part, it's incorrect. This is a Arthur. It's not possible because it's not a job, right?
Exactly.
It's a name. Okay.
It's a name. So a is not necessary.
Okay.
Let's talk about this. I was very curious about this. Why not he?
Because it's for because it's a question.
That's really not the case.
Because it's Arthur. It's not state. Okay.
Arthur is not what?
It's not. Que no está ahí presente. It's not present.
Okay. Not really. Actually, he is present. I have Arthur next to me.
Okay.
Say, this is Arthur, Karen, Arthur.
Okay.
So let me help you check the reason. Okay. If you see these expressions, you need to understand that the expression this Over here. This is the expression for introduction. This one over here. Okay.
Okay. Expression for introduction. Okay.
For the introduction, you respond with this.
Okay. Okay, it's just for the introduction.
Just for the introduction. Because in the introduction, we say the name. Of the person.
Okay.
And after we have the name of the person finally,
Okay.
now you can avoid repetition. Pronouns are to avoid repetition, not to say él o ella en inglés.
Okay. Avoid, it's the same like again? No.
Avoid is the contrary of accept.
Okay. Accept. Okay.
Is avoid in English is, this is new vocabulary, right?
Yeah.
Avoid in English is evitar.
Evitar. Okay. Avoid.
So we say, this is Arthur, he is a doctor. The pronouns are to avoid repetition. No la traducción de él y ella.
Okay. Avoid, evitar, repetir. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. This is Arthur. Who is this? Okay. Is a doctor.
Déjame ver qué nivel de palabras avoid. Avoid es A1, A2. Avoid, evitar.
Okay.
There it is. You see?
Yes.
So if you say it's incorrect to say he is Arthur, it's not incorrect, but it sounds strange because he needs a previous name.
Yes.
No, it's necessary. So sounds strange. For introduction, who is this?
Okay. Okay, just for the introduction.
Just for introductions, exclusively for introductions.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Very good. Now, with this information, we are going to go through a little contrast.
This would be okay. Great. Okay. Direction compare objects
Versus.
versus objects.
Correct.
Objects, it's like things, no? The same? Things? Okay.
Right?
Right.
When you ask, who is this?
It's a person.
The answer is a person.
Okay.
When you ask, what is this? The answer is a thing.
A thing. Okay. Okay. Person is a profession. This is a name. Okay. Okay. And it's for the objects. It's the same for the pets.
It's the same for the what?
pets, animals?
Oh, that's a very good question.
Yes.
Include introduction, include animals.
Okay.
Okay.
Introduction animals. Okay.
Especially because when you love the animal, you understand that the animal is a personality.
Mhm.
So actually, usually people say he or she for animals.
Okay.
Mhm.
Perrijo. Perrijo.
Rico.
Perrijo.
Exactly.
Sí.
So you say, this is Leila. I don't know. You know,
Yes. This is Leila.
this is Firulais.
Firulais. Misifus.
This is Missy Moose, exactly.
I has a cat with the name.
Yes. Is your
Yes.
cat Missy Moose?
Yes.
Oh,
Well, the cat, my daughter.
okay.
Yes.
Ah, that's you are
That.
adorable.
Misifus.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's the thing about animals. So exactly, because we love animals, we consider them he or she. We consider them people.
Okay.
Mhm. That's right. So I have a question. You're gonna make questions to me, okay?
Okay.
And let's say, ask me a question. Ask me a question for his name.
Who is this?
Excellent question. My answer, this is The Rock Johnson.
The Rock.
He is uh, an actor.
Actor.
Mhm.
Okay. Yes.
Mm, now, who is this?
This is Barbie.
Yes, this is Barbie.
Barbie. Well, the name is Margot Robinson, but now it's Barbie.
Yes, this woman is Barbie.
Now it's Barbie.
Yes, yes, of course. Okay, this is Barbie. And what is he? What is she?
She is an actress
Perfect.
and doll.
And a doctor and a, a designer and
Yes.
all the professions.
Yes. All
Okay,
the time.
okay.
How do you say in English, Barbie, la frase, sé lo que quiere hacer? Ella es lo que quiere ser.
I don't know the slogan of Barbie in America.
In English, no?
Good
In
question.
Spanish, it's a good slogan. Sé lo que quiere hacer, sé una
Exactly.
Barbie. Yo sé una.
Are you a Barbie?
Yes, todo lo que,
Obviously.
todo lo que quiero hacer.
Exactly. Okay, okay. Yes, you are a Barbie.
Thank you.
Okay, okay. What about this one?
Okay.
Question.
What is this?
What is this? That's right. This is an iPhone
An iPhone or a cell phone?
or a cell phone.
Okay.
Because it's countable, it's necessary to say a or an.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's talk about something difficult. Yeah, something more difficult for you.
Okay.
What are these?
What are these? Ooh, I remember. These are glasses.
Perfect. Eliminate. Wait, no, sorry. Eliminate a.
Sorry. These
Because-
are glasses.
Correct. These are glasses. Because when you say
Not
when you
jobs.
say glasses is considered plural.
Okay.
And of
Plural
course,
glass.
a and an are singular.
Okay. Those
Therefore,
glasses, it's plural. Okay.
exactly, it's contradictory to say a glasses.
Okay. Without
Correct. Next. Let's try with this one.
okay.
What is the question? If you talk about a group of people,
Who are
mm-hmm.
these?
Uh-oh, pronunciation.
Who are these?
Correct. Who are these? You're talking plural. Answer, these are the Avengers, but these for pronunciation.
These.
That's right.
This. Okay.
Not this. And the last one. Who are those?
Spider-Man.
But that's a very interesting question because if you're thinking in English, Spider-Man is only one.
Yes. Spider. I don't know how do you say in plural. A lot of Spider-Man.
No. Very well.
No.
Spider, in this case, you have man is singular and men is plural.
Okay.
But we have two feminine spiders.
Okay.
Then it's not men. You need to use the word people.
People. Okay.
Mhm.
People.
What a
People look.
surprise, no?
Yes. People looks like Spider-Man.
Looks. No.
No.
You need to you need to substitute the word man for people.
People.
Uh-huh.
People are the Spider-Man. No.
Okay. The problem is that you are processing the word Spider-Man like a name.
Yes, but no.
Spider-Man is not a name, it's a composed
Comics
word. It's
word.
spider, which is the animal, and man, which is the person.
Yes.
So Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, and spider, plural.
People.
It's exactly. So who are these?
Spider people.
Exactly, complete.
Okay.
Um,
These are spider people.
These are spider.
Uh,
What a
okay.
different analysis, no?
Yes.
So
Difficult analysis.
exactly, because in our brains, look at how es como, o sea, hay ciertas palabras que ya están súper arraigadas en nuestra cultura que ya no las procesamos como fueron creadas.
Sí.
Entonces tenemos que creemos que Spider-Man, es más, a mí en lo personal, no me agrada nada que los nombres de ciertos personajes no sean traducidos hoy en día como lo hacían en los 90s. Que Piolín no era Tweety. Y hoy en día ves una caricatura de los Looney Tunes y le dicen Tweety.
Sí, Tweety.
Ajá.
Sí,
Campanita desapareció del mapa, ahora se llama Tinkerbell para todos, hasta
para
en el
todos.
lenguaje.
Sí,
Y Goofy, antes era Tribilín, hoy en día nadie dice Tribilín.
no,
Pues
todos.
hay ciertas palabras en inglés que se volvieron parte de la cultura y no nos hace como entender la composición de la palabra. En este caso, es muy interesante ver cómo la palabra man ya se arraigó en el personaje, en vez de analizarlo como dos palabras distintas.
Ajá, como una conjugación de Spider-Man.
Claro. Entonces podríamos decir Spider-Man es uno, Spider-Man son dos, pero tienen que ser masculinos. También existiría Wonder Woman, que
Wonder,
sería una, pero si hay más de dos es Wonder Women.
Wonder Women. mm, Y si hay un superhombre como Superman.
Y si hay un Superman es Wonder People.
Wonder People.
Ujú.
Okay.
Think about it. Take a note.
¿Qué va?
Right? Man,
Like
people, women.
women and well. Okay. Yes, very interesting.
Super, ¿no?
Yes,
Super interesting, very different. Mhm,
yes, very different.
mhm.
Okay.
Okay, now let's go to the next situation.
Okay.
If you are talking about identification, right? There are two forms of identification because when you say who is this, is an introduction. Arthur, Karen, Karen, Arthur.
Okay.
Okay. But what happens if you're talking on the phone? If you're talking on the phone, you don't know the person,
Yes.
no? Imagine
Yes. No.
you pick up the phone and the recipient has no contact. Hello,
Okay.
who is this?
Okay.
Okay.
This. Okay. Who is this?
When you pick up the phone, you say, who is this?
Who is 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 this?
This. Uh-huh.
Okay.
But when you are, let's imagine in your house and you listen, knock, 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 somebody knocks at the door,
Okay.
right? You normally question to identify the person.
Okay. Yes.
The question is, who is it?
Who is it? Like a thing.
Like a thing, we can say.
Okay. Who is it? Okay.
Yep. Why it? I don't know. That's a good question.
Yes, I don't know. Okay, by
But
the phone, this door, it.
correct.
Okay.
On this, the door, it.
Okay.
Who is it? It's me. It's
Okay.
Lisa.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Thank you for
Technically, the question or the practice is over about this section.
okay.
We need to know how to use who and the verb be present. For part 3, we are going to study the difference between was and were, have been, has been, and have been, which is the rest of the verb be.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Moment, let's
Who
consider
be
the
This is name. Okay. Wikipedia in English description. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
There you have it. Okay, so switch to Spanish. Terminaste la parte 2 más rápido de lo que pensaba.
Ah,
Muy bien.
sí.
So,
Tú me ayudas mucho. You are a good teacher.
you think? Thank you very much. If you say so, I agree.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, I believe you.
Thank you for you.
Okay. So in this moment, technically we practiced all the verb be, but in singular. Oh, and super important, we checked the difference between this, these, that, and those, ¿no?
Okay.
Poner acá. ¿Dónde quedó? Aquí está. Sí, porque no solo vimos esto, también vimos the expressions for introduction. Y vimos. ¿Qué más vimos? Expressions for introduction. Oh, yes, or identification, ¿no?
Okay. That is dos.
Pronunciation again?
Who is this?
No,
Who
this
is
one.
it?
Is that
Es dos.
these?
Uy.
These, algo así, sí, sí, sí,
Sí.
sí. Yes, these.
Yes.
Ujú. Y vimos las expressions for identification. Ujú. Right? So this is the first summary. Ese es el primer resumen de las lecciones de ahorita. La
Okay.
persona, el verbo be, usar introduction, this, that, these, those para introduction y la palabra it para identification.
Okay.
¿Ok? Para la parte 3, vamos a irnos directamente al verbo have been, has been y have been. ¿Cómo se usa?
Have been.
So, tienes 5 minutos de descanso.
Thanks,
Alright,
sir.
¿tomaste screenshot
Right.
al anterior, al resumen?
¿Perdón?
¿Te tomaste nota al resumen o te lo paso?
¿Me lo puedes pasar? Sí,
Va,
ese es el resumen. Ok.
este es el resumen. Ajá.
Ok, who más
No,
this,
por WhatsApp.
this, plus, es, ok,
Okay.
ok, it's fair. Thank you.
Good. See you in 5.
Bye.
Time's up.
Ready.
Ready, girl. Very good. Part 3.
Okay.
Okay. On part 3, the difficult part, eh?
No.
Oh, yes, baby. Yes, yes, yes. We are talking about past. Okay. And formulas for past are a little different.
Okay.
First, we need to understand the difference between the past and actions that happen in my life. Okay?
Okay.
Because it's very different. This is past and this is past. So the difference is the context of the conversation.
Okay.
When you are talking about in my life, you are talking about things that you have done during a period of time.
Okay. Period of time.
A period of time, including the present. So it started in the past and you continue today.
Okay. Use have been.
Mhm.
Okay.
For example, I have been an English teacher for 10 years.
Okay.
This is a period of time. I started 10 years ago, but I continue teaching English. I have been an English teacher for 10 years. For this example, I use a connector for.
Okay. For
Mhm.
the period of time.
Period of time.
Okay.
How long? What about your job, for example?
For my job,
Mhm.
I have been and work. It's correct to say tourist work. How do you say trabajado en hotelería? Hotelería, ¿cómo se dice? Hotel.
No, I would call it the tourist industry.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So I have been a tourist industry. I have been and work. It's correct.
I have been connector.
I have been and
Interior.
work.
No,
No.
because the you are talking about the industry, no?
Yes.
So
Oh, yeah.
you are in the industry.
Yes.
You see, it's not
Yes.
necessary to say work. It's not necessary to say
Uh.
extra information. It's the verb be in, like location.
Okay. I have been in tourist industry
Mhm.
for 15 years.
Perfect. 15 years. Amazing.
Industry
In the tourist industry.
in the
Uh,
tourist industry. Okay.
you need to say the.
Okay.
Perfect. So you have been in the industry in the tourist industry for 15 years. Before that, you were a student,
Yes.
right? So you say I was. In my case, I was a languages student before I became an English teacher. Before is the key.
Okay.
You see?
Okay. It's in the present. I am an English teacher.
Today I am an English teacher, but before that I was a language student.
Okay.
What
I
about
was
you?
about me. I was a tourist student before.
I was a tourist student before. That
Okay.
is correct. Tourism. Tourism, not tourist.
Tourist.
Tourist is the person, the traveler, the visitor.
Tourist.
No, tourist is the visitor. The study, the university study is tourism.
Tourism. Okay.
Exactly. That's the university study.
tourism,
Tourism.
Tourism.
Exactly. So what was Karen before?
I was a tourism student before.
Perfect. This is the first difference that you need to keep in mind. Is the verb be in different forms, and then the complement taking into consideration the time expression. It's different to say for 10 years and to say before or in the past.
Okay. Okay. It's for all the phrases. It's very important to use before, or it's not necessary use before.
No, that's not necessary. You can say in the past. You can say 2 years ago. You can say in 2003. You know.
Okay. Okay.
So it really depends on the time expression. Oh, that's a very good question. You can identify by time expression.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about identify the correct form by
Correct.
time expression.
By time expression. Okay.
What are the time expressions?
Before. The
Before,
past.
in the past, exactly. But also, we have all this information. Let me help you with the material. The material I have to send you precisely in this moment. Let me present to you the structures handbook. When you are talking about simple past, you are
Yes.
talking about these time expressions. Observe.
Today. Last week.
This
On
is
Friday. Ago evening. Okay. On at when. Okay.
Let me put it in purple. The reason I am very, very emphatic with the colors,
Yes.
because in my course, you will see that colors represent a specific um, part of the sentence, you know. Verbs are always green, color green.
Okay, the bar always green.
Connectors are yellow and purple are time expressions.
Okay, purple time expression. Okay.
That's going to give you some context.
Okay.
So when you're talking about past, you need I was today. I was last week. I was last month. I was last year. I was on Friday, in the past, in the morning.
Okay.
Contrary to that, we have experiences in my life.
Okay.
And this is when you use
I don't know. Never.
never. Exactly. You can use
Sometime.
never.
Never. Sometimes. Twice. Signs. Always. Okay. Number of time. Number of time. It's like sometimes.
Nope. Actually, eliminate sometimes. Sometimes is for present. I
Ah,
sometimes,
okay.
you know.
Number of time in Spanish. It's like algunas veces.
No. Number of times is explicitly a number. And you say 1 time, 2 times, 3 times.
Ah, okay, okay, yeah, okay. 1 time, 2 time, okay, okay. Thank you. 2 times, 3 times,
Exactly.
4 times, okay.
For example, I have visited Guanajuato 2 times.
Okay,
In this case, I need to use have.
bien.
Mhm.
Okay,
You see?
okay, yes.
What a different thing to say number of times or for, etc. Contrary to frequency and routines.
Frequency, sometimes, always, often, every day. Okay. Seldom. What is the meaning of seldom?
Seldom is similar to sometimes.
It is similar. Okay.
Precisely.
Normally harder. Like the expression once upon time, érase una vez.
That's correct.
Once upon time.
What's upon a time?
Upon a time.
Que es la letra U de precisely, upon.
On a time.
Once upon a time.
Like the fairy tales, fairy tales.
And the fairy tales, that's totally correct.
Okay. Once upon a time. Okay.
With the time expressions, you can match a correct time.
Okay.
Mhm.
Often, have been. Okay. Ready. Okay. Okay, fair.
Mhm. The time
Yes.
expression helps you identify the correct time.
Time expression, the correct time. Okay.
Mhm. This can help you eliminate mistakes.
Okay.
So take a note on the next expression because it's very common to commit incorrect expressions. Look at this.
Yes.
Here. Let's imagine that you have this. It's very common to say I was a student. I was a student since 2000 and 1, for example.
Mhm.
The word since corresponds to have been.
Okay. The
not to
correct.
was.
Okay. The correct is I have been.
Uh-huh. Yes.
I have been student.
Incomplete.
I have been student science 200,000.
Student
Thousand.
contable.
I was a student since science.
Was, watch out. El híbrido was.
I have been
Ajá.
a student
Student. Ajá.
science
Pronunciation. Since.
since 2001.
Exactly.
Okay.
If you want to say was, you need a different context. I was a student in 2001.
It's correct. It's in 2000.
Exactly.
It's just in case if you use I was. What?
Correct.
Okay.
So the context is the most important part.
Yes. The context and the time expressions.
And the time expressions. You
Okay.
need to match the time expression to the verb.
Okay.
If the verb is in present, your context needs to be present. It's
Okay.
pretty logical, no? It's very logic, but sometimes it's difficult to identify the difference between have been and was, the context here. In present,
Yes.
it's very, you say every day, this is present. Sometimes, this is present. But
Yes.
these two are the most difficult to identify.
Yes. This is more difficult. On Friday or it's in.
Exactly.
When you say for days, it's on Friday, and when you say years, it's in. Use in.
Correct. And this is
Okay.
the next lesson.
Okay.
This is precisely the next lesson.
Okay. Okay. Need to remember.
Yes. Yes, you need to remember that.
And practice.
That's right.
Thank you.
Memorization and everything.
Yes.
Another common error. This, look at this. What is the difference between I was a student for 10 years versus I have been a student for 10 years? Surprise, spoiler alert, both are correct, eh?
Both are correct.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I was a student for 10 years. I have been a student for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
The
Maybe,
difference.
yes, the difference. I don't know what is the difference. They use was and have been.
Of course, but
Yes.
why?
No, I don't know. So
Okay.
I was 14 years. I have been. I don't know.
The first one is I am not a student anymore. And the second one is I am still a student.
Okay. I'm not a student anymore. I am still a student. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. This is difficult.
I know, yes. Now we are getting to more contextual grammar.
Yes.
You know, it's very different to practice and memorize the formulas than to
Yeah.
understand, really,
Yes.
to understand what's happening.
I'm not a student anymore. I am still a student. Okay.
Mhm. That's the biggest difference between the two. So the verb determines a very important context,
Okay.
right? If you select the verb incorrectly, the context of the conversation is different and the person doesn't understand. He's confused.
Yes. Yeah, it's confused.
Mhm.
But maybe with the context, like, do you say
Mhm.
with the context, you can show the correct phrase.
So. The context is important, but it's equally important the verb. You cannot like balance one with another. You
Okay.
know? It's together as a unit. The verb and the time expression need to match.
Okay.
If the verb doesn't match the time expression, I am confused.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So this is precisely the summary, resumen.
Okay.
You know,
Yes,
one,
sir.
the verb and the context need to match. For example, the verb was,
And has been.
no, a context or was 2 years ago, or last week, or
Okay.
before.
Okay.
The other
Period
what has been,
has been
plus what was the time expression?
um has been for 2 years. No,
For 2 years.
for 2 years.
2 years since 2001.
So one
Um,
time since sorry for two
uh,
years
times, 2 times, 3 times.
has been 3 times, twice.
Twice,
Okay,
twice.
twice, once. Okay,
Okay.
okay. Has been for 2 years since 2000. Okay,
If the verb doesn't match the context,
okay,
the listener will be confused.
okay. Yes, yes, sir.
Much
Past 2 years.
different, no?
Yes, it's so different.
Mhm.
And would you try to talk? We can use the. I
Yes,
forgot. Yes, I forgot the use for the times, the period of time, and just say it like in Spanish, like that.
exactly.
Because in Spanish it's not necessary to use last week, before 2 years, and I don't know.
Kinda, but
Sometimes.
also it is culturally. No. This is an analysis. Let's speak Spanish for this. En español no nos damos cuenta, pero también ocurre.
Mm,
Si yo te digo, Fui. No, es que ese está mal dicho también. Te dijo, hablamos de películas. Cuando le estás preguntando a alguien, digamos que me invitas al cine, ¿ok?
Mm.
Al invitarme al cine me vas a preguntar si ya vi la película.
Ujú.
Entonces imagina que yo te respondo, sí, ya la vio.
No.
Suena mal, ¿no?
Y suena mal, ya la vio, así como que no, tú, ¿no?
Exacto, bien, exactamente. Esa es
¿Quién?
la tipo de confusión que tiene un americano cuando ponemos el verbo en otro tiempo.
Ok.
O sea, ese quién se volvería un cuándo. O sea, ¿estamos hablando en pasado o estamos hablando de tu vida?
Mm,
Eso es lo que ocurre cuando cambiamos el verbo de tiempo. Si
ok.
decimos, vamos, ¿ya viste Barbie? Eh, ya, ya la iré a ver. Yo le
No,
pues, te pregunté si ya la viste en pasado.
ya
Porque no
la
es
hice.
respondiendo para el futuro,
Ajá.
¿no?
Sí, no, no se entiende.
Eso es lo que le pasa al americano, exactamente. Puede parecer muy, muy pequeño el detalle entre was y have been, pero sí son distintas. Muy, muy, muy distintas una de otras. Lo que pasa es que también en español lo decimos mal. Si
Ujú,
tú otra vez el ejemplo de las películas. Si tú me dices, ¿ya viste esta película? Yo te respondo, sí, ya la vi.
ujú.
En español no existe una distinción entre ya la vi y ya la he visto, como en España dicen ya la he visto.
Ajá. En España sí dicen ya la he visto.
Ahí sí hay una traducción directa del has,
Ujú.
del have, perdón.
Ya la he visto.
Ya la he visto. Ajá. Y los españoles sí utilizan el auxiliar para hablar de cosas que acaban de ocurrir o de periodos de tiempo, como ocurre en inglés. En México nos ahorramos ese y hablamos en pasado simple.
Sí, no lo utilizamos.
¿Por qué esto es relevante? Porque pues en España tienen más cercanía con Gran Bretaña. Y entonces muchas de las lingüísticas que usan allá son más parecidas al inglés.
Ujú,
Aquí no, aquí tenemos una cultura mucho más rica y mucho más amplia que pone una barrera a la cultura americana. O
ujú.
sea, para nosotros es más fácil decir, ya la vi,
Ya la vi y ya.
en pasado. Ujú.
Ya la he visto.
Exacto, ya la he visto.
Hombre, tío. Ay,
Hombre,
me caen
ya la
mal.
he visto. ¿En serio?
¿Mande?
¿Te cae mal? ¿En serio?
Sí, es que van ahí la aerolínea, los de Iberia, van y hombre, hablaban ahí y así digo, yo ya sé hablar, decíamos en mis compañeros de recepción,
Ajá.
decíamos, yo sé hablar español mexicano y español de Iberia,
Español y inglés.
de
Sí,
los españoles.
no, sí, 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 hombre. Pues
Era
mira,
muy divertido,
eso se
ya ves.
pega. Es
Sí,
lo bonito de tu profesión, que tienes un intercambio cultural súper amplio.
sí, sí, es
Súper, súper amplio. Ujú.
muy divertido.
Eso te va a ayudar para el inglés. Para poder aprender otro idioma, tienes que acercarte a la cultura, no a la traducción. Y
Mm,
lo que estamos haciendo ahorita justamente es hablar de cultura, de la diferencia cultural en el idioma.
sí,
Ujú.
sí, sí, sí,
Sí,
sí, eso es muy importante.
very good.
Thank you. Gracias.
Okay. So this was the part 3.1. Okay.
Ok.
Because in part 3.2,
Ujú.
now we are going to make interrogations.
Mm, how long?
And this becomes very, very interesting. Okay. The question for periods of time is how long?
Okay.
Duration.
How long for duration? Okay.
And the answer for a duration, for the question how long, is 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, for 10 years, since 2001, etc.
Okay.
All the previous time expressions that we studied, similar case.
Similar case. Okay.
And precisely when you ask a question, you need to understand. Wait. You need to understand the difference between these two.
Okay.
The formula for the question is different.
Be in the past was the activity no more.
Mhm.
Starting. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Can
This
be.
is for affirmation.
Okay.
Can be what?
Sorry.
You said can be something, no?
Can be. No, it's okay.
No? Okay.
No.
So yes, I was and I have been. This is the previous class, no?
Yes.
If you are talking and you want to make a question for number 1, you need to use the following formula. Is it be before the, no, sorry, the verb be before the person.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So you say the verb in past is was, and is becomes was. It is. And are becomes were.
Okay.
Okay.
You in the morning.
Mhm.
Are it's plural for where is present was past. Okay.
Correct.
Singular and plural. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So when you ask a question to me, you need to use the person you.
Okay.
No he.
You.
Mhm.
About me. Okay.
Correcto. Entonces,
Okay.
si me quieres preguntar dónde estabas en la mañana, estabas pasado, no puedes usar was.
Okay.
Because was is singular for he, she, it.
Okay. You use you, it's where.
Exactly. You,
It's where.
we, they use where. Mhm.
Okay.
The solution is where you.
Where were you in the morning?
Mhm.
¿Dónde estabas? Okay. Okay.
Entonces,
Sí.
practiquemos esto mismo. Traduciendo las siguientes preguntas.
Okay.
¿Cuánto tiempo fuiste estudiante? How do you say that in English?
In English?
Mhm.
How long?
How long?
Were you?
Mhm.
Were you are a student?
Good.
A student.
All right. Correction.
No.
Este R está extra. This is extra. Because
Ah.
where is R.
So, yes.
Mhm.
How long were you a student? Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Good job. Mm, ¿Dónde estaba tu celular?
Where
Mm.
where was stay your cell phone?
Okay. Vamos a hacer corrections. Okay. The verb stay. Y qué bueno que hablamos del verbo be. Justo es lo que necesitabas ver tú, fíjate. El verbo stay suena al verbo estar,
Ujú.
que cuando lo pasamos bueno, cuando estamos pensando en inglés queremos buscar palabras que se parezcan en nuestro idioma. Eso te hace decir stay cuando en realidad stay significa quedarse.
No es de pasado, en presente.
No es estar en pasado exactamente.
Mm,
Cuando voy de visita, cuando visito otro país, yo me quedo en un hotel.
ah,
When
stay,
I visit another country, I
stay, stay.
ajá,
We stay in a hotel.
we stay in a hotel.
Okay,
You see?
okay. Yes, so the correct is where you cell phone?
Whoa, was or where?
As where?
Let's take a
No,
decision.
sorry. Where was your cell phone?
Now, second correction. You is a person.
Mm-hmm.
You need a possessive. What is the possessive for cell phone?
Where was stay? Your.
Excellent. Correction.
It's where was your cell phone?
That's correct.
Was your cell phone?
Ajá.
Okay.
Qué bueno que hablemos de verbo be, porque ese sí lo tenías o lo tienes
Muy,
muy tatuado.
sí,
Ujú.
diferente, como muy salvaje,
Muy salvaje.
muy rebelde.
No. Yo nunca dije eso. ¿Ok?
Está bien.
No, nunca dije salvaje.
Bueno.
Good. One more. Okay. One more. Estoy pensando, espera. No se te fue el internet, estoy pensando.
Ya otra vez.
Ya se trabó. ¿Fuiste tú quien marcó? ¿Quién llamó?
¿Tú quién llamó? Mm, Where is- were were you
Ujú.
were you were you
Sorry, ¿where con H o where sin H?
were connection where no, it's okay like that because where it's donde, no?
Ah, yes. Okay, okay. Ajá. You are correct. Were you?
Where you are, no? No.
No, no, no. I only copy.
Ah, tú quién. You call me. You call or you are called?
Ujú.
Yeah.
¿Ready?
Sí,
Ok.
think. No, it's ground.
Te la puse muy difícil.
Sí.
Te la puse muy difícil. Ahí te va. Cuando usamos, eso lo vamos a ver en clases futuras.
Sí.
Pero cuando veamos cuando tengas una situación, si te das cuenta, no tenemos ningún sujeto,
No.
right? Queremos
Right.
saber quién llamó
Ujú.
y tenemos que recurrir a la clase anterior en donde vimos identidad, porque no sabemos quién llamó. ¿Qué
Entonces,
sujeto, what subject do we use to talk about identity?
it, no,
Exactly. So it's not where you.
in you, no,
Fuiste,
Mister,
debe estar.
go, where,
Where, but it,
I don't know,
he, she, it.
was,
Exactly. Was it
it,
you?
was it you, call,
You. Connector. ¿Quién in English?
eh, was it you, again, sorry, what,
¿Quién in English?
quién, who,
Who? Ajá. Was it you
what it call,
who called?
yes,
Ta-da. This one is correct.
oh, was it you who called it,
Cold.
called,
Cold.
called, okay. Was it you who called? Okay,
No
ya.
estaba tan fácil. Teníamos que
No,
juntar
no.
todas las lecciones.
Sí, muchísimas.
Si estamos hablando de de la identidad, de no sabemos quién está llamando, tenemos que usar o this o it.
Ok. También se utiliza it cuando no sabemos qué es, quién fue o qué.
Correcto.
Ok.
If somebody knocks at the door and you question, who is it?
Who is it? Ok.
This is a similar case.
Ok.
Similar case, totally.
Similar case, who is it? Ok.
That's correct. Take a note because this is
Important.
very, 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 very.
When were you a student? Okay. Okay. Yes, sir.
Good.
All right. Mm-hmm. Was it your who call it?
Very nice.
Thank you.
Now, finally, the second part, or for the final section, is the verb have been. Okay.
Perfect. Okay.
Yes. In the interrogation, in the question, the formula has an exception. When you say have been,
Mhm.
the question is not similar to the previous formula. In the previous formula, we use the verb be and then the person. Were you? Are you? Is it? Was it? So for present and past, the formula is correct. But when you use have been, the formula is different. This is an exception.
¿Dónde has estado? Okay.
Ajá. Has estado, have been.
Mm.
Exactly.
Así de have been, has been.
So in this particular case, you need to. Oh no, wait. Confused.
There.
Position. Confusing positions. Okay. So when you use have been in the interrogation, you need to collocate the person between have been
You've been.
in this specific position. Aha, correct. Have. Repeat.
Has you been?
Correct.
Okay.
Have you been? So the expression is where. ¿Dónde has estado todo este tiempo? How do you say that in English?
Where has you been?
Eliminate has. Esta information.
Have you been?
Where have you been? Example.
Where have you been? Okay.
Mhm.
Where have you been all this time?
Mhm.
Okay. Where have you been all this time? ¿Dónde has estado todo? Where have you been all this time?
Mhm.
It's more difficult in English.
I know, exactly. It's a construction. Yes, yes. Al ver la construcción ya suena distinto.
Sí,
Ujú.
no es diferente. Where have you been all this time?
Where have
¿Dónde
you been all this time? Correct.
ha este tiempo? Where have you been all this time? Okay. Thank you. Okay.
En este caso, in this case, you are talking about another person, no? A person in front of you.
Yes.
What happens if we are speaking about he, she, it?
Use have.
When you are
Has.
talking about he, she, it, you need to eliminate have and you need to use has.
Has been.
Has
Is
been.
is the same for it.
For, exactly.
Okay.
So technically, if you are talking about he, she, it, we use has. And for you, we, they, we use have.
Has been.
Mhm.
Okay. ¿Dónde ha estado? Okay.
How do you say ¿dónde ha estado ella todo este tiempo in English?
It's where has she
Mhm.
has she been
Mhm.
all this time?
Where
What?
has she been all the time? Mhm.
Where has she been all this time? Okay. Thank you. Has she been? Okay.
Easy or difficult?
No, difficult.
Oh, yes.
We need to try.
Good try. Correct. So what we need to do in this moment is to practice have been versus has been
Yes, we need to
in the
practice.
question. Okay. So we are going to use in this moment the exception.
Okay.
Use have or has before the person. No. Put the person between have or has and been.
Okay. Okay. Plural, singular.
Correct.
Okay. Has been.
Okay. Question number 1.
Ooh.
¿Alguna vez? No. ¿Has ido a Cancún?
Mm. Mm. Has ido.
No, ¿eh? Ese se dice con B también.
Sí.
Ese es
Have,
con B.
has ido. Have you? No. Have you? Go to Cancun? Have you been?
Exactly. Yes, eliminate go.
Have you been to Cancun?
Karen, this is correct.
Okay. And when say have you visited Cancun, it's correct?
It's correct, but that's not common.
Okay. Because all the time I will say, have you visited Cancun?
Ah, okay. Be careful. Una cosa es decir, have you visited and have you visited.
Okay.
El have you visit sí está mal porque the verb is in present.
Okay.
You cannot speak in present. That's precisely the confusion in the previous slides, no?
Yes, with the verb in past.
Exactly. Of course.
Have you been to Cancun? Okay.
You've been to Cancun. But if you say, have you visited? That's correct.
Have you visited? It's correct. Okay.
You need to focus on the verb, if it's in present or it's in past.
Okay.
The most common is have you been to? Okay, but it's not, it's not incorrect to say have you visited.
Okay. Have you been to Cancun? Okay.
Good.
Start.
Very good. Next.
Nervios.
Tu hermana ha sido un easy description. Ha sido estoy pensando a student. Necesito otro.
Estudiante.
Okay. I like it.
Estudiante.
Very nice, eh? Very nice. ¿Tu hermana ha sido cliente?
Your sister
Okay.
has been client.
There is a problem.
No.
Is this a question or affirmation?
This is I don't know. This is affirmation.
Exactly. The position of words determine affirmation or question.
Okay. So has
Exactly.
the first is has you been? No. No.
Excuse me.
Yes. Has been your assistant client?
Has
Has
you,
has
has
you
you
no. Been? No. No, this is for you, not for she.
exactly. So
Has your daughter, your sister, sorry,
excellent. Has your sister
has been client.
has
No.
been
No.
client?
No. Has your sister been client?
Very nice. This is 90% correct, eh? 19% correct.
19% correct. A
Exactly. You
client?
forgot something. Aha. You need to speak about countable nouns. You forgot the countable nouns.
Client. Has your sister been a client? Okay. This is so difficult.
I know. Yes. Construction of sentences.
Yes. Has your sister been a client?
Correct.
Okay. Hermana ha sido cliente. Okay. Okay.
A mí me gusta mucho pensar que cuando quiero hacer una pregunta, lo primero que pienso en inglés es el auxiliar.
Ajá.
Has, do, does, will, ¿sabes?
Okay.
Y a
Okay.
partir del auxiliar ya puedo hacer la oración. You go, you've been, you are.
Okay. Primero pensar en el auxiliar.
Ajá. Yo quiero hacer una pregunta, empiezas, los gringos así empiezan. Have you been to Cancún?
Ujú. Sí,
Entonces,
sí, es
mientras
cierto.
dicen el have, están procesando el resto de la oración. Así tenemos que hacerlo nosotros también.
También has.
Has. Exacto.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Atenta con el siguiente. Mhm. ¿Cuál sería bueno? Pero estar. Estado. Mm, Estar. Esta música ha sido bien recibida.
Has
Perfecto.
has has it been
Ajá.
it been has it been has been this music has it been no has it been
You tell me.
music no has it been I don't know how do you say recibida recite no
Yes, you know, because you use it in in the hotel.
recite
Mhm. When you when a person comes to the hotel, you say,
welcome
well, come, well, bien.
welcome
Ajá. Welcome together es bien recibido.
bien recibido okay it's the same word for the has been this music welcome
Exactly. Complete. Has it been this music? Complete.
good welcome
Complete, complete.
good welcome
Ah, okay. Good. Well, eliminate good.
no welcome just welcome
Complete.
has it been this music welcome I don't know I think that it's like welcome I don't know
That's it. The second part is correct. Okay.
welcome okay
Here we have a problem of pronouns. It is equivalent to this music. So we are repeating information.
okay
You need to select or it or this music.
okay it's not necessary to use last it and this music so it has this music been welcome
Yes, of course. Good job. Has this music been welcome?
has this music been welcome okay
A little observation, welcomed needs the verb in past because this is a verb in past participle.
welcome it's a verb also yes
Welcome is a verb too.
yes thank you yes well as
I welcome you, you welcome me, etc.
okay being welcome okay
Nice surprise.
yes nice surprise
Girl, this is the summary of your lesson part 3.
okay
You have the correct form of was and were, and the correct application of have been and has been, including the exception in the question.
okay for the person in the middle okay
Correct.
when it's a question it's the person in the middle
For has been only.
just for has been okay in the middle okay okay
This, there it is. Do you have any question right now?
no right now no
Cool.
maybe with the examples
With examples, I agree. Yes, of course. But let's give ourselves a break. Okay.
Okay.
Viene el break largo. Ok. Ya tuvimos dos de 5, vamos a tener uno de 15. Para que vayas a comer algo, para despertar bien, tomar un cafecín y nos vemos en 15.
Super, gracias.
Okay. All right, I'll see you in a moment.
Thank you.
Such precious time in this life. Well, everybody knows that it is better together. My heart is full with the love and we show. When I'm with you, I swear I could live forever. Today was a good day. How it is supposed to be. Living life, hanging on a sunny ray. With you by my side, everybody knows me. I'm better together. Life is simple in spite of everything. 'Cause with our first breath, we cry out for a connection. Oh, heal back there. Oh, help me see everything we need. We got in this reflection. Today was a good day. Feeling like how it is supposed to be. We living life, hanging on a sunny ray. You by my side, everybody knows we are better together. Today was a good day. You by my side, never been a better day. हाँ तेरे लिए सौ दर्द सहे सौ दर्द लिए हाँ तेरे लिए सौ दर्द सहे तुझसे जो मिले हाँ तेरे लिए सौ दर्द सहे सौ दर्द लिए हाँ तेरे लिए सौ दर्द सहे तुझसे जो मिले हाँ तेरे लिए सौ दर्द सहे सौ दर्द लिए हाँ तेरे लिए सौ दर्द सहे तुझसे जो मिले हाँ तेरे लिए सौ दर्द सहे सौ दर्द लिए हाँ तेरे लिए सौ दर्द सहे तुझसे जो मिले
Ready,
Ready, girl.
ready.
No, se me fue el tiempo.
Sí, ya sé.
Pendientes y todo. ¿Tú cómo te has sentido? ¿Qué tanta
Eh,
información? Mucha información. Cuéntame.
Pues, pues sí es información, pues ya a lo mejor lo vi en algún momento, pero pues se me olvida. Y como siempre hablo mucho en presente, pues que el futuro como que casi no lo practico y me cuesta mucho trabajo.
Exacto. Y los
Sí,
pasados. Los
y
pasados.
perdón, sí, mira, ni lo sé decir. Y pero no, pero no, está bien. Sí, a lo mejor es igual que me acostumbre porque es una nueva forma de aprender en la escuela, en mis tiempos,
Ay, ay.
pues no,
Mila.
también, sí, no. No era así, ya sabes, el pizarrón y todo. Y
Sí.
entonces es diferente, pero me gusta verlo, es muy dinámico y sí es mucha información, pero es muy bien, ¿cómo te puedo decir? Digerida le llaman ahora, ¿no?
Qué bueno. Es lo
Ah,
importante, que tú te sientas que que es información, porque sí es mucha, pero es otra perspectiva de la misma información que hemos visto antes. Ya estamos
exacto.
viendo de una forma cultural, de cómo lo entienden ellos, no de traducción, que es lo primero que ataca a un profesor de inglés. Lo que hacen es tratar de hacerlo este, traducido y buscar la forma de encontrar el mismo inglés, no, o las mismas palabras que están en nuestro idioma, pasarlas ahora a inglés. Ese, esa traducción necesita muchísima memorización.
Ujú,
Y es ahí donde se vuelve más difícil aprender un segundo idioma, porque no podemos memorizar tantas palabras de un guamazo. Se
sí, no.
necesita una lógica. Y aquí lo que vemos es justo la lógica, el cómo lo entiende el americano, cómo lo procesa, y nosotros tratar de imitar ese proceso para que se nos haga más difícil, más fácil en el futuro. Lo
Ujú,
importante es como ahorrarnos, ahorita no estamos ahorrando broncas del futuro.
ujú.
Entonces, todas las palabras que ya aprendiste, ahora las estamos aprendiendo a usar dentro de una conversación como lo entendería un americano. Es básicamente lo que estamos haciendo.
Exacto, sí, sí es cierto, sí, porque, o sea, el vocabulario son algunas palabras que salen nuevas, pero en sí las palabras las conozco.
Claro,
Entonces,
todo esto ya lo sabes. todo esto
Ajá.
ya lo has visto y lo
En
has
la-
simplificado tanto que resulta un poquito confuso cuando queremos ver las excepciones o ese have, cómo iba, ¿no?
sí, así de cuándo era y cómo se dice. Y así.
Claro, 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 claro.
Sí,
Ujú.
sí,
Ok,
sí.
entonces vas bien. Esa fue
Espérame,
la primera.
dame un momento, Fer, dame un momento.
Yes, of course.
Ya es que se despidió de mí Connie.
¿Ah, sí?
Iba a
Andaba
ir al
por ahí.
dentista, no sé a dónde más, y ya pasó.
Ah, ok. Perfecto. ¿Ya se va de vaga?
Ya ves cómo es.
Ya te sé.
Pero está bien porque todo el tiempo se la pasa en el home office y yo así de, ay, yo llego aquí con la cabeza con como los dibujitos con arañitas y cosas aquí, pero digo,
Ajá.
bueno, ya me fui, me regresé, pero ella se
Exacto.
home office. Entonces, que se vaya, dice mi mamá.
Sí, es cierto, ¿eh? Tienes toda la razón. Pues justo es lo que estoy, ajá, justo es lo que te estaba diciendo en la mañana, que sí, me gustaría esta clase, si de plano en algún punto, pues ahorita estoy buscándote compañeros, ¿no?
Sí,
Pero mientras no hayan, hay que aprovechar, hay que salir. La neta es que yo también todo el día en frente de la compu, estoy igual que con él, igualito.
sí.
Me paro, compu, duermo. Me paro, compu, duermo.
Así, Connie, así, igual.
Sí, sí, yo
No, ya,
muero por salir ahorita, muero por irme a solear, a buscar otras cosas.
ya ves, te digo así, una clase ahí en Chapultepec, en un café. Ay,
Ay,
no, sí. Yo como
hay una-
estoy acostumbrada a ver tanta gente y platico de tantas cosas todo el día,
Ajá.
entonces si ya llego aquí a la casa, pues ya con muchas cosas, ¿no? Entonces, igual no sé, ya como que luego ya no puedo concentrar en algo, ya se perdió mi batería, pero lo puedo intentar entre
Ujú.
semana. Pero sí
No, sí, o
está
sea,
bien,
me imagino que tu batería social está saturadísima. Lo
sí,
que
ya
necesitamos será como un
entre
lugar
semana
como,
ya.
sí, 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 no, no, al contrario, hay que hacerlo más como más privado, un lugar en donde estés tú concentrada. Conozco un lugar perfecto para eso, porque hay lugares que se dedican a justo dar como espacios, como oficinas, por así decirlo, pero
Ay,
más una combinación entre cafetería y oficina, en donde tienes un espacio íntimo, en donde puedes hablar y tener una junta
ujú.
y no estar como aguantando a la señora de los perros que llega de repente o a los niños que llegan a jugar y a gritar, sino es oficina, es ese ambiente de trabajo. Y es
Pero,
muy interesante, fíjate.
ay, qué bien, no
Te los
pensé,
voy a enseñar después.
sí, gracias, Fer, sí, sí,
Súper rico.
qué bueno, sí, me encanta eso de los cafés. Yo así con mis amigas soy la más feliz. Tengo una
¿Ah,
amiga que
sí?
conoce de lugares y así de vamos, pero tú pon el lugar porque tú sabes y ya sabemos que siempre ella va a quedar bien con el que
Qué
elige.
bonito. Es hermoso. Sí, así ya que ella pone el lugar y entonces no nos lleguen.
Sí, no, ya nosotros llegamos.
Perfecto.
Muy bien, qué bueno. Sí, estaría interesante.
Ok, me late. Pues mira, ahorita vamos a terminar con la sesión, con la última parte,
Sí,
que va a ser un poquito de, ya practicamos listening la semana pasada, me gustaría seguir con listening, pero quiero recuperar una clase que vimos entre semana para que ya
sí,
estés a la par con ellos, ¿vale?
sí, Fer.
So let's start the final section of the class using lesson 2. Okay?
Sí,
Lesson 2 talks about locations and time. In the past lesson, we practiced with where, when, no, where, how long, what, and who, no?
sí,
Now we are going to practice when. Question for time.
Okay.
Question for time.
When,
Yes.
where,
When and where. For place, we're gonna use where. And for
okay,
time, we're gonna use when. The two questions have the same answer. Connectors in, on, and at.
in, are.
In, on, and
At. Okay. Where, when.
Yeah, that's correct for the question where and for the question when. Similar case, no difference.
Okay.
And we are going to see the differences. The question where, it's about location. And you
Yes.
can say in to express in my house, on my house, at my house. But what is the difference?
Okay. I don't know what it's.
The fact is about the position of your person, your body, compared to, in relation to, for example, in this case, the car. The
Okay.
first picture is an interior of a car, and the second picture is an exterior of a car.
Okay.
If you see this animal, this bird, is located on the ceiling of the car, no, the top.
Yes. Yes.
This,
On.
this is one of the first indicatives for connector on.
Mm,
Because you collocate things on a table, not in a table. A table has no interior,
okay. Yes. No.
you see?
Yes.
So the first things that we need to understand is the difference between interiors. For interiors, use connector in.
In. Okay.
And for exteriors, for surfaces, use connector on. Surfaces is a new word.
The surfaces, what is the meaning?
Excellent question, girl. Of course.
Or
Surface.
surface. No. Outside rooftop layer of something. What is the meaning of smooth?
Smooth. Smooth is like soft.
Soft.
Uh-huh.
We need a flat, smooth surface. Okay. Surface, sorry. Okay.
I'm going to show you photos of surfaces.
Okay.
Look at this picture, not the baby. Let's take, forget the baby and Santa Claus. Let's talk about, oops. This. The
Okay.
first shows a track where you can run.
Yes.
The second shows a highway where you can drive.
Yes.
The third is grass where you can play football. The next is like the sidewalk where you can walk. And this is like the terrain where you can walk to or go with the park, etc.
Okay.
Photo represents types of surfaces. Surface, surface, surface.
Okay. Surface.
All the actions that you do on a surface is expressed with the connector on. For example, you run on the track. You drive on the highway. And we can talk about the location of your computer in this moment. Your
It's
computer is on a table.
on a table.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
That's the difference between the two.
Okay. In on. Okay. And surfaces, it's the same on.
Yes, all the surfaces, including the tracks, including the tables, including the upper part of your house. For example, the water tank
Okay.
is on the ceiling.
Okay.
Mhm. On the
Okay.
roof.
Okay.
On. Contrary to on, we have in, which is the interior of a car, interior of a pocket.
In my house, in my bag, pocket, car, train,
Mhm.
wallet, also in my wallet.
In your wallet, exactly.
Okay. House, bag, pocket, in the car. It's interior.
It's interior. Mhm.
Okay.
Pocket. Okay.
Okay.
All the things that have an interior, they are like three-dimensional spaces or objects that you collocate inside. This is in. Contrary to the other, the other is on.
Okay.
Now, let's talk about surfaces. A track, an avenue, the street, the grass, the sidewalk, or the forest. All of these need connector on.
Okay. On forest, on the wall, grass.
Mhm.
The wall, it's when running.
Yep. When
Okay.
you run on a track,
Track.
on the street.
Okay.
And here is a little bit more vocabulary. On the table, on the wall. The wall is also considered a surface, only that is not horizontal, it's vertical.
Yes.
So you mount your television on the wall.
On the
You
wall.
mount your art on the wall too.
On the wall. Okay.
Mhm.
On the wall. On
Do
my
you know
lap.
the word lap? The lap is a part of your body.
Lap.
This is an arm. This is my shoulders. This is my chest. And these are my laps.
Okay.
So I put the baby on my lap.
Las piernas.
Not necessarily, no, because pierna is leg. And is a complete set.
Complete the set. Okay. Lap.
The surface on top of your leg,
Okay.
you know,
Okay. This is the meaning for lap.
right?
Okay.
That's the reason exists laptop, because you can collocate the computer on the lap.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's interesting. It is on my laptop.
Yes, of course. Your laptop is on your lap.
On my lap.
You see?
Yes. I know.
That's right.
I know.
Next, the sidewalk. You know?
Sidewalk.
The sidewalk is this, when you, the part of the street where you walk.
Okay. The parenthesis sidewalk.
Mhm. The roof, the upper part of your house.
The roof.
And when you talk about directions, you use street, for example. Ángel de la Independencia is on Reforma Avenue. Every time
On.
you talk about indications, you need on.
Okay, indications. It's use indication on avenue. Okay.
Example, where do you live?
On Avenue Insurgentes.
Exactly. Switch on Insurgentes Avenue.
On Insurgentes Avenue.
Correct.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Insurgentes
On
Street.
Insurgentes Avenue.
And when they say on the rooftop, it's the same terrace. Terraza es lo mismo?
Yeah, but in pronunciation, rooftop.
Top. Okay, rooftop.
Rooftop. Mhm.
Okay.
That's correct. On the rooftop, you have the garden, and of course, you'll use connector on. The part will be on the rooftop.
On the rooftop. Okay.
Got it? Exception,
Okay.
public transportation.
Okay.
Attention on that one.
On the subway, on a taxi, on the train. Okay.
Sorry. Oopsie. There we go. Because when you are talking about public transportation, you need connector on.
Yes.
A student told me.
In the bus.
Exactly. No. The student told me, I saw a video, and in this video, the people said, the teacher said, that when you can walk in the transportation, you use on. And when you cannot walk, you use in.
Okay.
So if you are in a car, that's correct. You don't say on a car because you cannot walk.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. You need not walk. Subway. The ship, what? Ferry. Okay.
Mhm.
Just for this public transportation.
Correct.
Ferry. Helicopter, on the helicopter or in the helicopter.
On. You use on.
On. Also on the airplane.
Exactly. On an airplane.
Okay.
All the types of transportation.
All the time. Okay.
Right?
Okay. Right.
This is probably, is this new for you? Or did you know this?
I know something about this, but sometimes we have the wrong that say in the train, in the bus, in the ferry.
And we commit mistakes, no?
Yes, they common mistakes. Yes, and the vocabulary. For example, I know about the rooftop, rooftop, but yes, with the new restaurants, and it's like the new restaurant. Es como, how do you say, la moda, como la moda, como
Fashion.
fashion, and the rooftop, and they all the time say the rooftop in the Masaryk Avenue.
Yes. So everybody, like, it's a common vocabulary for you.
Yes, on my lab. Where is the Reforma Avenue? And that's it. Yes.
Well, that is important because when you speak about, well, when you think in Spanish, we think rooftop or terraza. So when you think in English, it's very common to say in the rooftop because we are going to think about the connector N.
Yes.
That's the thing that we need to avoid.
Yes, we need to practice. Yes.
Good. Another application of the connector on is when you are talking about channels of television, platforms, and
Okay.
digital services. Because we don't watch a movie in Netflix, you watch it on Netflix.
Okay.
And you
On.
listen to.
Okay. Yes. Yes. This is. Yes. This is new.
It's new.
Yes.
I would include also phones and digital devices.
Devices.
What is a device? This is A2. Okay.
Device.
These are devices. A computer, a scanner, a mouse,
Mouse. Oh, okay.
right? When you are talking about, for example, the location of my photos, I have my photos on a drive, not in a drive, an external drive.
Okay, on a drive.
And the same thing with the cloud, right? We are working on the cloud.
And when we say on Uber, is the same?
Uber, okay, it depends. Are you speaking about the application or are you talking about the car?
Okay.
See, it really depends.
It really depends. Okay. Okay.
So for example, if I speak about the car, I came here on an Uber, right?
Uber. Okay.
But if you forgot the cell phone in the interior of the car, you say, oops, I forgot my cell phone in the Uber.
Okay. Okay.
Hashtag English.
Because when the guest said we need and they said I forgot my cell phone in the Uber or I need to travel on the Uber. They say the two examples.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna use both.
Yes, they say both. Yes.
It depends on the verb.
Okay.
Similar to the previous classes, the verb changes the context.
Okay.
If they say forgot, they are going to use connector in.
In.
But if you say write or take, they're going to use on. No. You ride on an Uber.
Right on.
Of course.
Okay.
Arrive, for example, or come or go, need the connector on.
Okay.
Let's go on an Uber.
On Uber. Okay.
And Uber is vowel.
Okay.
On an Uber.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Next. Question for place. The connector for places. Now we covered on, we covered in, let's cover at.
Okay.
The difference between in, on, and at is that at is always talking about the map.
Okay. At is talking about a map.
Exactly. So think about maps when you are thinking about at. Because if you say, for example, the location of a party, the party will be at the hotel, not in the hotel.
Okay.
You see?
Where? Okay.
Where, of course. So the connector at is for location compared to in and on when you are talking about reference, like the reference, the visual reference of this.
Okay. Reference. This is points in the map. Okay. Okay. This is the difference. Okay.
That's correct. For this reason, and this is a very important note, it's incorrect to say in my home.
Because it's not.
Because it's not.
Place? No.
Well, it's not a place, it's a location. Home,
Yeah.
office. No, home, work, bed, church.
At home. Mm. Ale. Mhm.
Mhm. Are considered locations in the map.
In the Korea, it says, I am stayed at my home. At home.
At home. You only have one home.
Okay. I'm stay at home. I'm stayed at work.
At work, you say in bed
In bed.
or at bed.
Bed. At bed.
Mhm. At bed, at church, at jail.
Okay.
Church and bed. No, church is correct, but bed no. I was thinking about in bed. Work.
Okay.
Okay. Home, work, and church are considered locations in the map. And the word bed and jail are considered locations for connector in. So it's incorrect to say at bed. It's the correct is in bed.
In bed. Okay. In bed.
Hashtag English.
Yes. In bed.
Mhm.
Okay. This is new. At home, at work. All the time I would say my home.
Exactly. We need to correct that.
Yes. Work, at home.
These are like exceptions. Okay. It's not at jail, it's in jail.
Okay.
And that's it. So specific points in the map, we use at.
Okay.
Again, it depends on the connector. If you use connect, it depends on the verb. If you say go, you don't go at the coffee shop. You go to the coffee shop.
To the
So we need to alternate the connector depending on the verb.
It depends the verb. Go to the shop.
Go to, exactly, to church, not at church.
Okay.
That's a note that you need to take.
Okay.
But with the verb I am, with the verb be, of course, I am at church. I am at home. I am at work. The verb changes this rule.
Okay.
Got it?
Right.
This is for where. Now, let's talk about when. Similar case. In versus on and at. When you talk about time, the connectors are different too. What do you know about this? You probably have some idea.
Question for time.
Mhm.
When is
No, the difference between in, on, at, when you talk about time.
Mm. Days, the days on Saturday, on Monday.
Exactly. On Saturday, on Monday. What else?
On weekend, in the weekend.
What's the correct? In the weekend or on the weekend?
In the weekend.
You are partially correct.
Uh,
The weekend is also on a specific day. So you say on.
on weekend.
Yes. Yes, correct. Some people say in the weekend, but that's not common. The most appropriate one is on.
And when they say midnight,
Okay. When you say midnight, this is a specific hour. What is the connector for hours?
in
At
midnight.
At midnight.
Okay.
The expression at includes
Hours.
hours, an expression of hours, oops, like midnight.
Midnight.
Right.
Okay. Noon. At noon, at midnight. Okay. And when they say in the morning, it's at the morning. Or this is
That's a very good question.
yes.
This is very difficult. Morning, for some reason, I don't know why, but when you say morning, you say in.
Yes.
When you say afternoon, you say in. But when you say night, you say at.
Yes.
No why. I don't know why.
Yes, because all the time I will say my breakfast is in the morning. Yeah. Yes. For example.
Yes, and that's correct. That actually you can say yesterday morning, yesterday in the morning. The two are accepted. The only exception is night.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And also, these specific hours include as specific hours lunch,
At lunch.
dinner, well, breakfast,
Yes, breakfast.
and dinner.
Dinner. Okay.
Again, I don't know why.
Okay. Night at noon, at midnight. Okay.
This is new. This is completely new.
Yes. Yes, because all the time I say it in the morning,
Yeah.
but it's at midnight, at noon.
Yes, of course.
Breakfast. But sometimes they say it in my breakfast, I would take a juice, no?
Nope. That's Spanglish.
Yes.
Listen
At-
to your guests.
at
And
breakfast?
they speak about breakfast.
At breakfast, take a shot, coffee, no?
Exactly. Or see you at breakfast.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
That's considered a specific time.
Okay.
What a surprise.
Yes.
There you have it.
Yes.
For in and on is, as you say, the one that you dominate best is on.
On.
You are correct because on is for days, but you forgot to consider in for months and years.
Okay.
I was born in 1994.
Oh, years. Okay.
Right? Or vacations are in summer. That's a season of the year.
Okay. Season of the year, summer, winter, spring, autumn. Okay.
And if you talk about future, you use in. For example, I will go in 2 hours.
Okay. In 2 hours.
Yes.
But this is time.
But this is time. Exactly. The difference is that when you say at, well, no, it's actually different. You cannot say at 2 hours because 2 hours is not a specific time.
Okay. In 2 hours is specific that you.
No, it's future. Future.
Sorry. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
I will
Okay.
go to the gym in 20 minutes.
It's okay. Go to the gym in 20 minutes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Easy or difficult?
Sorry. It's difficult, but we need to practice because when you when you say the words, sometimes it's confusing.
Yeah, it is. Well, that it's very nice that you say that you need to practice
Yes.
because we are going to practice.
Oh.
Exactly. Let me
Okay.
send you. This is the summary number 3. I forgot to send you the other summary. This is the next summary. And this is the other summary.
Oh, thank you. That was
There you have it.
okay.
Let's practice. Okay, this is in your WhatsApp right now. So we're going to, you can consult that material to answer this exercise. In this exercise, you need to tell me the appropriate connector. It can be place, it can be time. It depends on what you are saying.
Just use in or at. Yes.
Or on.
Or on.
Mhm.
Have 3 options. On, at, in. Yes.
Correct.
Okay. Can you come on Monday? Yes.
You are correct. Sorry.
Uh,
Was- yes. Can you come on Monday? Good.
it rains a lot. In winter.
Perfect.
My birthday is on the 6th of May.
Good.
I usually get up at 6:30. Up at 8:30. Past 8.
Very good. 8:30 is 8:30. It's a time.
8. Yes, it's a time.
Good.
I will meet her for because this is I will meet her for 2 months. It's correct, but it's not one option.
Actually, that is, if you say for 2 months, you are speaking about past.
Okay.
But will is future.
Future. I will meet her at 2 months.
Wrong. No.
No?
Future.
Future in 2 months.
Exactly.
Yes, when you will, this is the future and in it.
Exactly. I will go to the gym in 20 minutes.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
That's right.
We usually have lunch
Uh-huh.
at 1.
Correct. Specific hour.
Okay. We've got English on Thursday.
Good.
My grandfather's died in 1987.
Perfect.
Paul is here at the moment.
Pronunciation?
Paul isn't here at the moment.
Yes. That's a very difficult expression, eh? Good job. The expression
But-
the moment is considered at a specific time.
Yes, but all the times and all the client, all the guests, they use usually at the time, at the top.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Yes, they use all the time at the time. It's usually to listen about this composition.
In a normal conversation, they use it, no?
Yes, yes.
That's a
Yes.
very good observation. Very, very good observation. Okay. Perfect. Next.
I'll be back. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Now you corrected. Very good.
Ay, esa me la dijiste ya. A ver. I'm going to Italy on a week.
On a week? No.
No, in a
This is-
week.
I'm going. This is future.
In a week, yes. It's the same for the future, for
It's
the
the same.
class. Yes, the same.
Very bad. Come on.
Sorry. Come and she used
Pronunciation.
see
See?
us.
Us. Exactly. Good.
Come and see us on Christmas Day.
On Christmas Day.
It's
Perfect, girl. There you have it.
we have two wrongs in the future.
Yes. Yes. This in the future, this is the one that we need to study.
Yes, totally in a week, in 2 months. Yes.
That's right.
Okay.
Ready, girl.
Ready.
You are done for the day. You finished.
Finish.
Good job, eh? Great, great class.
Yes, I like it.
I'm very, very happy to teach you.
Thank you so much, Fer. I'm very happy to learn with you.
Thank you so, so much. All right. Well, this was 4 classes in a row. 5 classes in a row. Technically, we see the same information from Monday to Friday. And this is the information we saw all the week.
Okay.
So what you need to do is, in this moment, let's switch to Spanish. Okay.
Okay.
Lo que vamos a hacer ahorita para darle seguimiento a todo esto y para que no se nos olvide, vamos a usar 3 herramientas que nos va a servir para nuestro curso, que tú tengas esta información fresca. ¿Ok?
Sí.
La primera es el material que te estoy enviando, que son todos los resúmenes de cada lección, de cada parte. Cada vez que tú veas este logo, significa que estás viendo el resumen de la lección.
Ok.
Por lo tanto, todos te las estoy enviando ahorita. Vimos 3 ahorita y te los envié por WhatsApp.
Ok, ¿son pantallas? ¿Las pantallitas?
Correcto, son las pantallitas en donde tiene toda la información. Todos son resúmenes.
Ok.
Aparte de eso, te tengo que entregar un Structure Handbook.
Ok.
Un manual de estructuras que vamos a estar estudiando durante todo el curso.
Ok.
El cual está... Te lo voy a pasar también por acá. El día de hoy, por ejemplo, vimos estructura número 1 con el verbo be. ¿No? Esta estructura viene en este manual. Structures Handbook. El día de hoy vimos contexto 1, descriptions, locations, and jobs. Y viene todo lo que vimos.
Sí.
¿Ya viste?
Connections.
Es exactamente lo del resumen, pero en otro formato, porque este es un manual en el que
Sí,
vienen todas las estructuras que vamos a ver de aquí a 6 meses, que todas las
ok,
tienes que dominar, que son 7 estructuras que tienen que quedar súper bien aprendidas, más los verbos en la pronunciación del ed, cuando hablas en verbos en regulares, en pasado, y los verbos irregulares, los 9 patrones que existen en los verbos irregulares.
ok,
¿Sí? Toda esta información es básicamente el resumen del curso.
muy bien,
Obviamente, dentro del curso vamos a verlo más a detalle.
muy bien, Fer. ¿Ese me lo vas a mandar a mi correo?
A tu correo o a tu WhatsApp, el que tú
Ah,
quieras.
ok, está bien, donde sea. Y lo tengo que estudiar
Efectivamente.
después de
Te va a
cada
ayudar a
clase.
estudiar conforme vayamos avanzando. Ahorita, por ejemplo, vimos nada más Fórmula 1. Entonces, esa es la que tienes que estudiar ahorita, porque
Ok,
las demás necesitan también una explicación y necesitamos practicar creando las preguntas como le hicimos en esta. Te vamos a ir con cada una de ellas a detalle.
muy bien, sí, Fer.
Ahora, esto es por la parte de la gramática y la estructuración, la corrección de errores. Para poder apoyarnos en el vocabulario y no olvidar palabras nuevas, porque seguramente hoy viste muchas palabras nuevas,
Sí.
lo que vamos a hacer es... A ver, espera, lo estoy guardando. Listo. Para no olvidarnos de las palabras nuevas, vamos a usar un glosario personal, en el que vamos a componer todas las palabras que vayamos aprendiendo. La
Ok,
idea de este glosario es que lo podamos ver tanto tú como yo y que colaboremos en alguna aplicación que tengamos digital, como Notion, como Apple Notes o como Google Keep. Si tienes si se te facilita la tecnología, puedes
ujú,
usar. Si no, recomiendo que uses un cuaderno italiano chiquitito en donde pongas palabras nuevas y lo coloques en este formato.
ok,
El formato va a indicar la palabra nueva, su pronunciación, que son los símbolos que vimos al inicio,
ajá,
el tipo de palabra, si es adjetivo, si es no, un pronombre, si es sustantivo, si es
ujú,
una definición o un sinónimo que te ayude a entender la palabra. Recomiendo sinónimos para que sea más sencillo.
sí,
Y después la parte más interesante. 2 ejemplos que encuentres en el diccionario y 3 ejemplos más que vas a ir completando conforme vayamos adecuándonos al inglés con fuentes externas a la clase.
ok,
Este cuadernito es muy importante que tú lo hagas portátil, por eso recomiendo el celular, porque necesito que lo tengas a la mano cada vez que tú estés viendo videos en inglés, viendo videos como TikTok o Instagram, o estés viendo Reels en inglés y encuentres ejemplos en momentos espontáneos en tu día.
ok,
Si de repente, por ejemplo, hoy aprendí la palabra rooftop y entonces al rato me meto a TikTok y me sale un video sobre rooftop.
ok,
Este ejemplo me sirve para yo poder reconocer vocabulario. Si nos acostumbramos a hacer eso, todas las palabras que vayamos aprendiendo van a ser como momentos de lucidez en el lenguaje y se te van a empezar a pegar naturalmente.
ok, muy bien.
Por lo tanto, este material lo necesito que tú lo vayas creando con las clases y ayudándote en tu tiempo libre.
Ok, buscar uno, copyright, ok.
La pregunta es, ¿te funciona digital o te funciona escrito a mano?
Listo. La verdad, me gustaría intentarlo digital y si no, ya lo hago a mano. Pero esas son aplicaciones especiales, las que
¿no?
pones ahí.
Esas las tiene tu celular.
Ah,
¿Tienes
blog
un
no,
iPhone o un Android?
Android, el
Si
blog.
tienes Android, entonces Google Keep es tu mejor opción porque Android utiliza una cuenta Gmail.
Ok,
Yo
¿y
te
así
puedo
se
pasar
llama?
mi cuenta Gmail,
Ah,
lo buscas como Google Keep. Es del mismo paquete, de la paquetería de Google.
ok.
Viene con Google Drive y con Google, ¿cómo se llama? Viene con Drive y con Documents y con esa paquetería.
Ah, ok. Ok, entonces ese lo pongo.
Ese bájalo y me pones como colaborador. Aquí hay un botoncito de colaborador
Ajá,
y aquí ya me agregas.
agrego. Ok, poner a colaborador. Ok, muy
La
bien.
razón por la cual quiero colaborar contigo es por la última parte, a Book of Corrections.
Mm,
Dentro de
un
ese
libro de...
mismo cuaderno vas a poner un apartado de correcciones
Ok.
y vamos a aplicar la estrategia del Chavo del 8.
Ah,
El 8 le decía a Rondamón, ¿yo qué dije? ¿Y cómo era? ¿Y yo
¿y
qué
tú?
dije? ¿Y cómo era? ¿Ok? Eso lo vamos a hacer muchísimo en el curso.
Ok, sí, yo que dije cómo era.
Ajá. Entonces, necesitas crear tu Book of Corrections para que preguntes, What did I say? Que significa ¿qué dije? Y
Mm,
what it should be, que es ¿y cómo era?
ok. It, what did I say? What it should be. Ok,
Ujú.
ok, pero
Y así
este
es
también.
como va a funcionar. Yes, dime. Ese también que te interrumpí.
Hola, hola. Creo que se trabó mi máquina.
Mm. Te
Hola,
escuché.
hola.
Este también. Hello.
Ya, ya se trabó un poquito. Ya.
¿Sí? ¿Vamos de
Sí,
vuelta? Creo que fui
yes.
yo, tal vez.
O yo, no sé.
¿Qué decías este también qué?
Ah, también me lo podrías así como mandar la estructura del glosario y las palabras del book correction,
Sí, por supuesto. De una vez te lo paso.
por
¿Vale?
favor.
Para que lo formes el glosario, el formato en el que va a venir tu glosario y la parte del Book of Corrections.
Ok,
¿Vale? Y entre más pronto lo tengas, mejor para que vayamos llenándolo ya de palabras.
sí.
Karen,
Ok,
estamos listos.
muy bien, Fer. Gracias por tu
Muy buen
tiempo.
arranque. Al contrario.
Sí, estuvo divertido. Muy bueno.
Eso es
Ya
lo
después
bonito.
pondré mi cámara ya que me peine un poquito porque me da pena.
¿Y que
Dice
te
Connie,
peines un poquito?
sí,
Así,
me dice
señora,
Connie,
¿qué tiene?
¿así vas a salir a la calle? Y le digo, sí, ¿qué tiene?
Sí, déjame. Yo quiero.
Sí. Yo creo que ella se acostumbra porque cuando voy al trabajo, pues tengo como que peinarme y así, ¿no? Entonces estoy aquí en la casa y vamos al Seven, ves que está cruzando la calle y tú has venido, ¿no? Y me dice, ¿así vas a ir al Seven? Y yo, pues sí, ¿no? Y así
Sí, ¿qué tiene?
sí, quiero pensar que es por eso, de que pues que me arreglo para el trabajo y a lo mejor piensa que así soy diario y no.
Sí, o sea, prácticamente Insurgentes es tu, tu lobby. Y yo
Sí,
puedo ir en chanclas al lobby si quiero.
sí, sí, ya sí. Yo he
Muy
visto
efectivo.
huéspedes que bajan en bata y hasta sin zapatos con
Ah, exacto.